I would like to call to order the regular city council meeting closed session. Time is now 5:38. City Clerk Duarte, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Frometa is excused. Councilmember Ortiz.
Present.
Councilmember Trujillo.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Pemberton.
Present.
And Mayor Sosa.
Present. I don't see anybody here for public comment. City Clerk Duarte, did we receive any written public comment regarding closed session items to be incorporated into the record?
We did not, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there a motion and a second to close public comment?
So moved. Second.
Sorted by the mayor. The city council will now recess to closed session under the following authorities. Government Code Sections 54956.9 D2 and E3. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to the attached letter without exhibits from Matthew Jacobs, counsel for Dollar Tree Stores Incorporated, dated June 24th, 2025. Letter and exhibits are available for public inspection at the city clerk's office at 11111 Brookshire Avenue during normal city business hours. We will now recess to closed session. Time is now 5:39. Good evening. I will now reconvene the regular council meeting, closed session. Well, sorry. I will now call to order the regular city council meeting, open session. The time is now 6:35. City Clerk Duarte, will you please call the roll?
John is going to announce close.
City Attorney John Funk, was there any more portable action?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and members of the public. In tonight's closed session, the City Council discussed all items that were agendized on the closed session agenda. There's no reportable action from tonight's proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, City Attorney Funk. City Clerk Duarte, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Frometa is excused. Councilmember Ortiz.
Present.
Councilmember Trujillo.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Pemberton.
Present.
And Mayor Sosa.
Present. I will now call upon for the invocation Greg Welch, Chaplain of the Downey Police Department. Please stand.
Lest we forget, God told us He would not necessarily keep us from tragedy in our life, but He promised to be with us through the tragedies of our life. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your presence here tonight, Lord, because when two or more are gathered in your name, there you will also be. We thank you for each and every person up in front in the dais, Lord, for the hard work and the sacrifice that they make to continue to run this city and make it as wonderful as it is with that blessing from you. For our police and fire, Lord, we thank you. Let the Holy Spirit continue to go before them so they can go home after every shift. For the people of Downey, Lord, the good people of Downey, we thank you for them. We thank you for their diligence going to work and home every day and just being good people. We are blessed with this city, Lord, and that blessing comes from you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And please welcome Boy Scout Troop 441 to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Audience, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear it for Boy Scout Troop 441. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Now is the time for City Council member announcements, requests for future agenda items, and conference and meeting reports. And I'll start to my far left, Councilmember Horacio Ortiz.
Good evening. Oh, my residents are here. Well, it's good to be back. I know we had a meeting. We haven't had a meeting for a while, but it's definitely been a busy week. First, I want to thank Jason and his team on a job well done for the concerts in the park. I just want to say thank you. I attended all but one because I was in a conference. There was so much fun. Anybody else enjoyed it? Nobody? Oh, come on, you guys. Yay.
I did.
I also attended 3 neighborhood watch groups through my district. My residents are here, so I'm so happy that they're here to attend. I attended the National Night Out. It was great to see everyone having fun and seeing the mayor getting dunked 50 times. Now you know how it feels. I was dunked last year.
50 plus.
I also attended the annual Good Backpack Giveaway where we handed 600 backpacks and school supplies. Shout out to our chief for cooking 1,000 hot dogs. It was a good event. How does your hand feel? I also attended the 5th annual Pride Festival. A huge congrats to Eli Cata and my colleague and friend Mario and his husband for an amazing event. So it was a great event. So it was well attended. I also attended the prayer vigil for the Vietnam tour wall. I also want to give thanks to Vanya and her team. I know it was a 3-day event, so I just want to say thank you so much for all the hard work you've done. And I'm not going to take all the events because I know we all attended a lot of events. But I do have one request. Given the allocation we've done on streetlights, I feel it's been a little hard for staff to get the ball rolling because we need 2/3 requirement to get streetlights. So I was wondering for our next meeting to discuss either to remove completely the threshold requirement or dramatically reduce that. If I could.
A second, yes.
Thank you. With that,
Thank you, Councilmember Ortiz. Now to my far right, Councilmember Trujillo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Concerts in the Park, very successful season. It's one of my favorite events during the summer. It's great to see the city coming together in beautiful Furman Park and the Orange Estates, part of our 3rd district. I know our Mayor Pro Tem is very proud of having those concerts there. So congratulations to the city and Public Works, Jason and your team. Really good job filling up that park, especially with all the everything that's going on in the community. It was good just to be able to be with community at the park. Thank you. Yes, the Pride Festival, congratulations to the city. Thank you to the staff. I believe the estimates are 6,000 people. Supervisor Janice Hahn was very impressed. The sheriff was there, the assessor, multiple mayors and council members. And the word community festival kept coming up. They said, what a great community pride festival when comparison to other festivals in the county. And just to remember why that festival is so important, there are children, LGBTQ children. I'm always dumbfounded when I hear 41% of kids struggling with their identity will consider suicide. I think that's horrible, and we have an obligation as the government to protect the public. So thank you to the city for doing that. It was definitely about inclusivity, acceptance, and love this past Saturday. I want to thank the Mayor Pro Tem and Councilmember Ortiz. I know that Councilwoman Fermetta was out of town, and it was the mayor's anniversary. Happy anniversary. I know you couldn't be there to join us.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary, sir. And congrats to the city on that. A couple of agenda items. I got an email from a resident who was thanking us for the great work in repaving Woodruff Avenue, but he's expressing concern and saying that perhaps we should study the intersection of Foster and Woodruff to see if we would benefit from left turn signals. They may have reached out to you. So can I get a second on that?
No needed. We actually already studied that one. So
Great.
we're good to go on that.
All right. I'm also getting a lot of, well, not a lot. I think I got 3. And it's probably members of the Conservancy. They want to know what's going on with the McDonald's. And I want to see if there's anything we can do to expedite. It just, the marquee sign looks horrible. And I continue to see people coming from around the world. So I want to see if perhaps there's anything we can do to.
We are working very strongly with the owner to get that fixed. It's actually that's in the works right now. We do have some guidelines that have been issued to them on how to repair that. It is a historical site, so it does take a little bit of time. I understand there's some frustration about the length of time it takes to get that, but because of the historical nature, there's a lot of loops and holes to jump through, and we are pushing as hard as we can to get that moved forward.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Well, there you have it. I have asked. You hear we're working on it, Downey. So for those of you listening in on YouTube, we're working on it. We continue to see a lot of cars for sale in the intersection of Paramount and Florence. We'd like to see if we could reach out to the Department of Motor Vehicles, the Downey Foundation, the president, what's her name? Her husband is a higher up in the DMV. Maybe she could help us.
We have been working that route and tried to get the DMV out there, but that's something we can. Perez, is that correct? But yes, we can continue to look at it.
There's a particular car where they
It's
hang
always there,
you off a
yes.
sign, and I've been chasing that one too.
Yeah. And I know there are specific violations of DMV codes that they're not allowed to. Look, if you have to sell your car individually, you're allowed to do that. But apparently these people buy cars, they don't transfer in their name to avoid taxes. Then they put them on the street and they sell them and do the transfer sale. And they're ripping the state off from taxes and using our streets as their basically car lots. So that's why it's important that we crack down on that. Thank you. ADUs, I was reading an article in Forbes about one of the best ways to create generational wealth today is to build on your land if the city will allow you. So I'd like to see if perhaps the city could have some sort of orientation for people, sort of a, do you want to build an ADU? This is how you would do it if you're interested in doing it. Can I get a second for that?
second. Don't we have a workshop already?
Oh, do we?
specific-
Just sort of, you know how we've done, like, if you want to open a business, come and we kind of walk people through it. If we could do something that's specifically for people who might have land.
Permit process.
I think what you're asking for,
besides-
can we do some sort of marketing campaign that educates folks on the process for developing an AD?
Yeah, to let them know that it is doable. Obviously, we have restrictions in terms of parking limitations, the designs, but yes, in Downey, it is doable. And if Forbes says you can create generational wealth by building equity in your property, by building a structure, I think is something we should offer to our residents.
We can evaluate that and bring something back. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Thank you. With that, that's my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Trujillo. Mayor Pro Tem Dorothy Pemberton.
Thank you, Mayor Sosa. Good evening, everyone. Yes, we've been away for a few weeks, so please appease me with what I have here because it's a lot of good information. So on Thursday, I'm going to start out with talking about Thursday, August 7th through Saturday, August 9th. We hosted America's Freedom Tribute at Discovery Sports Complex. Now, for those of that didn't know or didn't attend, this is a mobile replica of the Vietnam Wall to honor the 58,000 soldiers who were fallen or missing in action. America's Veteran Traveling Tribute, or they call themselves AVTT, owns the memorial, and they're located in Texas. Many veterans accompany the trailer as it moves from city to city. The Cost of Freedom Tribute reminds us freedom is not free. It comes at a price that our veterans have given. Thank you, Jerome, as we call him, Doc, for your involvement and informing me of the many facets of this memorial starting in June that I did not know. He hosted one in Palos Verdes that I went to see. It's an 80% replica of the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C. It lists all the soldiers killed in action or missing in action. So thank you to our staff and especially Assistant City Manager Vanya de Rojas for the initial inquiries and the arrangements, along with Shante Durin, our management analyst, for all the scripts and the details. Opening ceremonies was so moving, and giving of the Purple Heart Medal to veterans, Purple Heart Medal veterans, was a special proclamation on Purple Heart Medal Day. It's especially fitting. Downey's own Commander Zeferino Madrigal, a Purple Heart recipient, was also in attendance that day, along with about 15 others. The candlelight vigil on day 2 was inspirational, and many who attended were brought to tears. To many veterans, we were walking on hallowed ground where the glow of the candles in the evening. Finally, closing ceremonies on Saturday evening recognized and honored veteran Lloyd Vernus, owner of the Pride Barbershop in Downey. He's truly a hometown hero as he continues to support and offer services to his fellow veterans and youth. He even did haircuts for free at times. And so some of the highlights every day that our staff was instrumental in doing, just to say how busy it was, there was taps played every day, colored guard presentations, and we had military bagpipes played. There was the missing man table on display there with the information of what it meant. We had high school singers. And as you can see, there were many integral pieces of this memorial that was perfectly orchestrated by our staff. Many that attended did comment it was one of the most memorable and emotional events they have attended for our veterans. I know there are many others that played a vital role, including Public Works and Park and Rec staff, even our photographer, Fidel, is back here, also with our Public Relations Liaison, Axel. All your hard work that went into this memorial was noticed by others attending and also by the veterans. So it will be one of our most memorial events of the year, and I hope we can continue that. One of the veterans wanted me to acknowledge 3 volunteers. I'm not sure if they're our staff or volunteers. Josh Cannett, Tatum Myers, and Evan Callis. He recognized their gracious and hospitable professionalism through the 3 days in just little things they did. They honored our vets. So Veteran Doc could not say enough about dedication and sincerity in these individuals. Also along our veterans, August 7th was Purple Heart Day. And this is honoring our wounded veterans who received a Purple Heart Medal. This special day acknowledges both the fallen and those who have endeavored to go on after sustaining grievous injuries in combat. Corporal A. Horvath is with our Downey Police Department, and he is a Purple Heart Medal recipient. He was wounded in 2007 in Iraq. So we want to thank you for your service, sir. You may know Downey, as you may know, Downey is now a Purple Heart Medal city just last year. Thank you, City Manager Bradley and Assistant Manager Rojas, for working to have this accomplished at my request and at the suggestion of one of our residents, Lee Squire. I attended Veterans Stand with my colleague. Veterans Stand Together. They had their second annual Veterans Appreciation Dinner in Southgate a week ago. And Downey's own Lee Squire, who is here this evening, was recognized for his advocacy for our veterans and our military. So as you may know, Mr. Squire is an advocate for recognizing our Vietnam families in our cities, and not just our city. He goes to other cities as well. And he was instrumental in having our city become a Purple Heart Medal city, requesting identification of a plaque to the Vietnam sundial, which is right here at City Hall, and also informing me of the Vietnam Mobile Wall, of which I attended in Pico Rivera last year. So thank you, Lee, for all you do in the community, and we are proud to have you in Downey. A couple weeks ago, I attended an educational marine biology boat trip in San Pedro, hosted by the LA County Sanitation. This vessel monitors the ocean water where it's treated. So we have a treatment plant up by Whittier, and then we treat some of the solid water, and then some of the cleaned water we send out to the ocean. So they are out there, highly skilled biologists and researchers. They conduct testing daily to monitor the health of our marine environment and to ensure that the clear water released into the ocean is not a threat to marine life. Very sophisticated. SEACA is starting a new program called Wild Tunes. I don't know if any of you caught that, or maybe you even caught this on the ABC Evening News one evening. A 12-year-old student from Texas started this program to play music in shelters to calm animals. He would sit in his shelter in Texas and just play and practice the piano, and the animals fell to sleep. The barking was stopping. So he made, as I said, the world news. And our director at SEACA saw this and reached out to the organization, Wild Tunes, to see if we can have it started here. So much to our surprise, they accepted the invitation, and they do want to promote in California. So they came to Downey 2 weeks ago. They even shipped a keyboard for UV to play when he got here. UV came and played, came with his parents, so did other musicians from Downey. And I, too, joined him on the keyboard. I taught him heart and soul. If you play piano, it's a two-piece thing. That boy is so sharp and quick. So we played music for the animals there at SEACA that afternoon. So I put in contact SEACA with our musical director at DUSD. We have a foundation so that we can maybe bring our musicians, even singers, into the shelter. They can volunteer and give their time for dogs and cats waiting to be adopted. So if those watching here on YouTube, if you're interested in playing in the shelter, please contact SEACA at 562-803-3301. We talked about the Good Backpack, which was a great success, and the Downey Conservancy on Saturday. Saturday was busy. What do we have, 6 events? They had their 15th year anniversary at Bob's Big Boy. They recognized 2 businesses that were back in the 60s and 70s, Wenzel's Music Store, which was by Lakewood and Gardendale in your district, and Middle Earth Records. Who's smiling with Middle Earth Records? Remember that store. And that was over by the post office on Lakewood Boulevard. They were both iconic music landmarks. Wenzel's had a recording studio in their store, and the Chantays recorded the famous song Pipeline in Downey. So put that on your phone and figure out, for some of you that don't know, you'll say, oh, that song. I also like to call on the consent calendar a couple items that are important for our residents. Number 3 on the consent calendar accepts work for paving in Area 3. Area 3 is north of Florence and east of Lakewood. The last area to be paved, we're approving a bid for Area 6. That's our final area for our street paving in Downey, part of our $30 million paving project. This next is over by Stonewood, south of Florence, north of Firestone, and east of Lakewood. So if you've been waiting for your streets, you're going to get it next. Also, item number 8 is accepting our new fire truck that was purchased in 2022, May of 2022. That was a $1.8 million expenditure from Measure S. We saw it out there. Maybe it's still out there, I'm not sure. But it's the ladder truck, an extension. It's pretty fabulous. Item number 11 is the Challenger Learning Center at about the Challenger Learning Center at Columbia Memorial Space Center. It will be updated with both city funds, grant funding, and a partnership with Blue Origin. So that's the second story where it's, what do they call it? Something to Mars, right? I did it when it opened 15 years ago. And Mission to Mars, that's what it was. It's an interactive center. It's 15 years old, so it's outdated. Things are chipping. It's going to be renovated, updated, and completed by end of year for students to use. There was an opening in the schedule for them to do that, and we jumped right on it. So look forward to that. I also want to talk about this. We have window decals available. This is, Mayor Sosa and I attended a session with law enforcement, our DA Nathan Hockman, some other district attorneys, Northern California. This is a decal that businesses can put on their window that says, warning, this is a protected business. We will prosecute. There's a QR code. It's a small deterrent. Any deterrent helps for shoplifting or crime in stores. And if you would like to receive one of these decals to put in your stores, I know I gave a couple to businesses that wanted them in my district, contact Stephanie Arroyo at the Downey Police Department. Her number is 562-904-2374. Thanking of staff, we've done that with Park and Rec. Thank you, Jason. All the concerts were great. I think the Swifties will remember it the most. I'm not a Swiftie, but I sure did dance, right? And the Downey Symphony, the children came to do their baton, so thank you for a job well done. And we have a couple of save the dates. Saturday, August 23rd is the end of summer block party from 5 to 10 by the Chamber of Commerce in downtown Downey. And I had one item on requesting for staff to look into crosswalks. During the parks, concerts in the parks, we have no crosswalks by Furman Park. To put something down on the road so that people might be able to cross safely by the driveway. Maybe we can investigate if that's something that we can do or put down between maybe Farm Street. It's on Reeves. We have 8th Street, 6th Street. Especially with the school being remodeled and built there, we might want to look into a midway, just a crosswalk area.
I'll second that one.
So we can do some traffic studies to see if that's a potential addition that we can add. We can look at it and bring it back.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, and that concludes my comments.
And that concludes our meeting. Thank you. I'm kidding. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Dorothy Pemberton.
You're welcome,
Thank
Mayor.
you. Welcome, everyone. I'll keep my comments short. No, it's great information, thank you. I did attend the Rolling Greens Estates ribbon cutting. Thank you to Vanya and staff for digging up the information on Rolling Greens Estates. It's a big deal for a small community by Temple Park in Southwest Downey. We had a nice ribbon cutting ceremony and an acknowledgement for Rolling Greens Estates, which was established decades ago, but just kind of forgotten. So it's a really cool thing for that small neighborhood in Southwest Downey. Also, I attended the ICA, Independent Cities Association seminar last month, and it was a well-attended seminar, and I was on a panel, on a speaking panel with our very own City Attorney, John Funk, and we spoke on the First Amendment and public comment disruptions, and it was very well attended. I think it was the most attended panel of the conference, and City Attorney John Funk was very popular. A lot of people were asking him questions afterwards, so thank you, John.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you. Also, with respect to the Veterans Memorial traveling wall, I do want to mention, thank you, Dorothy, for acknowledging some of our staff. I do want to acknowledge Marlon Ramirez and Judy Montenegro as part of that team as well. They put a lot of work into that, and it's really important to give a shout out and acknowledge our staff, because we have some of the best staff. I'll put them up against any of these cities in the region. We have a great staff, and they're the ones that do all the work behind the scenes to kind of make things go smoothly for us. So thank you guys, appreciate you. And I also attended the Gangs Out of Downey backpack event, which was I think I've been involved with Gangs Out of Downey for many years. I'm a former president of that organization. great proactive organization dealing with our youth. But we gave out over 600 backpacks that day filled with supplies. And I do want to acknowledge Parks and Rec, Jason Chacon, and the rest of his team for their collaboration with gangs out of Downey and PD as well. So thank you guys. And like I said, I'll keep my comments short. I do have a couple of presentations, but before I get to that, City Manager Bradley, do you have some comments?
Thank you, Mayor. I did want to just to reiterate, going back to Councilmember Trujillo's comments earlier about the McDonald's, didn't want to diminish your remarks. We do understand the importance of getting that done, and we'll continue to emphasize that project, as well as the frustration of the cars for sale on the street over on Paramount and Stewart and Gray. We'll continue to address those issues. Florence. Got it. Thank you. Got the address there. Additionally, I wanted to say, and thanks to staff, we did get the award for the Certificate of Achievement of Excellence in Financial Reporting through the Government Finance Officers Association. That's our 26th consecutive year. So continuing our excellence in financial reporting. Thank you to our finance team. I did want to continue to say thank you to staff. We have a fast charging, vehicle fast charging project that we're getting to ready to initiate, and that is made possible by a grant that we were able to secure of $560,000 from the California Energy Commission. So happy to report that that project is moving forward. We now have about $1.5 million in total funding for that. So we'll see some fast chargers out here, actually here in the Civic Center for those that have electric vehicles. Big thank you to the Public Works team, Tim and Julio, who spearheaded that effort. Again, I want to echo the sentiments of council for thanks to staff for the Vietnam Memorial Traveling Wall, as well as the Cost of Freedom Tribute. As mentioned, Shante Doran played a large part of that project and coordinating events, and then Marlon and Judy, as the mayor mentioned, also played a role. But also thank you to Axel, our Public Works team, Parks and Rec team, and as well as PD and Fire for their efforts during the week. It was a very powerful event, and as a veteran, definitely appreciated all the efforts in bringing that together. Lastly, I did want to say and thank you to staff. We did launch our new Downey Connect, which is a new request system service that's available to residents to put in your requests for issues that you see in the community. It's an app on your phone. All you got to do, if you had the old app, is update to the new version of the app, and it'll be ready for you to report any issues that you see in the community. It's a much more robust system. It will allow us to continue to provide good quality services. So if you need to report something, you can go on the app on your phone, Downey Connect, and you can tell us exactly what's going on, and we can reach out and take care of it. There was a request for a presentation on the streetlights. We'll bring that back as requested, as well as look at the ADU marketing campaign and potentially look at evaluating crosswalks near Fairmont Park as well. So we have all those items. And as mentioned, Mayor Pro Tem, the 3 volunteers that you had asked about were actually our part-time employees that were working the event from Parks and Recreation. So that concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Mayor, if I may, I just got a text right now that said Alameda PTA just heard from National PTA that they were awarded a National PTA School of Excellence for the 3rd consecutive year. But even better news, we have a total of 8 total schools, PTAs in Downey, that also earned that same award. So I just want to congratulate to the PTA parents and everything out there.
That's awesome. Thank you. We have a great school district here in Downey. I will now make my way down for a couple of presentations. Good evening. So we do have one recipient of the Mayor's Outstanding Citizen Award. And just as a reminder, during this year, we've done things a little different with this Mayor's recognition. We're opening it up to the public. So if you know of anyone who's making a difference in the city of Downey, we may not have heard of them. We want them to be recognized. Please reach out to our city council's office, and there's a short application process, but please do. We want people to be highlighted in our beloved community. Thank you. Milan Gupta, Youth Community Volunteer. Milan, you were nominated by Rena Nath. I think you know who she is. Milan Gupta's story in Downey began in 2015 when at just 8 years old, a family hardship dealt him the kind of new beginning that forces you to grow up differently. A distinguished graduate of Warren High School, go Bears, and a Golden Bear Award recipient, he dominated in varsity water polo as a 3-time MVP and also dedicated himself to robotics, where his passion for engineering began. While many teens spend their summers relaxing, Milan trained in weighted water rescues and paid for lifeguard and CPR certification out of his own pocket. Today, that same civic duty serves the city of Downey as he balances college coursework with a full-time role as a certified lifeguard here in the city of Downey. He's calming chaos, steady under pressure, and ready to act when others freeze. In his neighborhood, Milan is one people can count on, helping seniors, mentoring students, and stepping in before anyone asks. Downey Unified shaped the student he is, or he was, continuing to be, but it was Downey, its people, his challenges, the embrace that raised a young man ready to serve, lead, and carry those values forward. Please join me in welcoming Milan Gupta. Milan, I present you with the city pin. Thank you. And also with a nicely framed Mayor's Outstanding Citizen Award in recognition of your dedication through your civic services, a mentorship, and volunteerism. Your commitment to helping others, from serving as a certified lifeguard to supporting neighbors and students, reflects true leadership and compassion. Your continued efforts to strengthen and uplift the Downey community exemplify the spirit of community service, given this 12th day of August 2025. Congratulations, Milan. Milan's very humble too. I want to say a few words.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I want to thank my family, my mom, and my grandparents supporting me throughout my journey of high school and my schools. They've supported me like immensely, and I just really appreciate that. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, now we move on to recognition for Police Officer of the Quarter, the second quarter of 2025, Jin Park. Jin was born in South Korea and raised in Cypress, California, not too far from here. He attended Walker Middle School and JFK High School, both located in La Palma, and he graduated in 2019. After graduating from high school, Jin attended the University of California, Irvine, where he earned a bachelor's degree in criminology and law and society. Jin had always dreamed of becoming a police officer after moving to America, inspired by his grandfather, who served as both a police officer and a military war veteran in South Korea. Jin began his law enforcement journey by working in various civilian roles at the Cypress Police Department. In 2023, Jin and his twin brother June met Sergeant Tsai at the Golden West Police Academy, where they were encouraged to serve the Downey community. Shortly after, both were hired by the Downey Police Department. After graduating the police academy, Jin began the field training program, which he successfully completed in 2024. Jin is currently assigned to patrol, working the night shift. Jin has shown he is dedicated to the safety of the community and treats everyone with compassion. Jin has become one of the most proactive officers and has made several arrests for felony crimes involving narcotics, firearms, and stolen vehicles. Jen was recently selected for several collateral assignments, including Special Response Team, Honor Guard Detail, and Sergeant at Arms. Jen is currently pursuing his master's degree at the University of Southern California. In his free time, Jen enjoys spending time with his family and working out. Jen truly represents the values and qualities the Downey Police Department looks for in their officers and is well deserving of this award. Please join me in welcoming Jen Park. Jen, I present to you the city pen and the certificate of recognition signed by the entire council in recognition of your accomplishment in being selected a police officer of the quarter. Your dedication, teamwork, and outstanding performance have embodied the highest standards of professionalism and ethics. Through your actions, you raise the bar and inspire others around you. Thank you for your continued contributions to the community of Downey, given this 12th day of August 2025. I'd like to call up Police Chief Scott Lochner to say a few words.
Good evening. I think Mayor Sosa pretty much summed it up. Jen and his brother June, who's over here, you're not seeing double, they are twins. But he truly exudes exactly what we're looking for in an officer. Truly impressed with them. If you get to know them, they're very quiet, but they're very respectful, compassionate, and they have a tremendous work ethic. And he should be very proud of this honor. His brother could have just as easily gotten it because they've both started at the same time, but we need to separate them a little bit, right? So Jen is very deserving of this award, and congratulations.
It's an honor and privilege to be recognized as Employee of the Quarter. I'd like to begin by thanking God, the department, and the city for this incredible recognition. I know there are many officers and employees who deserve this award more than I do, and I'm extremely humbled to be chosen. I'd like to take this opportunity to show my sincere gratitude towards the chief, captains, lieutenants, also my family member. They weren't able to make it today, unfortunately, due to my grandmother's passing a few days ago. But I really want to appreciate everyone, and also to my field training officers. Thank you guys so much for your patience, your guidance. Specifically, Corporal Mayor, who was my field training officer, FTO Sanchez, FTO Gardy, Sergeant Hamrath, Sergeant Sai, Sergeant Diaz, Detective Estrada, also Corporal Brajas. Thank you guys so much. And also Sergeant Sai, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Also my brother, he's the one that hired both of us, and Sergeant Brown and Sergeant Clark, who supported both of us and mentored us throughout the 6 months of academy. This award is just not a recognition, but it's a reminder to keep striving, improving, and keep learning to be a great police officer for the city. Once again, it's an honor and privilege. Thank you.
Okay, next up, firefighter of the quarter, Lee Kirby. Hazardous Materials Fire Inspector Lee Kirby has been a valued member of the Downey Fire Department since 2007. For the past 18 years, Inspector Kirby has delivered the highest quality of service to our community, making Downey a safer place to live and work. Lee's extensive knowledge and experience make him a tremendous asset to Downey Fire Department's fire prevention team. He advises local residents and businesses on the handling, storage, and use of hazardous materials throughout the city. The work that Lee does and highly technical and is vital to ensure that Downey's residents, businesses, and first responders remain safe. In addition, Inspector Kirby serves as a valuable team member on hazardous material emergencies, where his knowledge and skills are used to help mitigate potentially dangerous situations. Outside of his incredible work in Downey, Lee serves on regional, state, and federal commissions, ensuring the safety and preparedness of our region. Please join me in recognizing Hazardous Materials Fire Inspector Lee Kirby, Downey Fire Department's Employee of the Quarter. Lee, I present to you this city pen and this certificate in recognition of your accomplishment in being selected firefighter of the quarter. Your dedication, teamwork, and outstanding performance have embodied the standards of professionalism and ethics. Through your actions, you raise the bar and inspire those around you. Thank you for your continued contributions to the community of Downey, given this 12th day of August 2025. Congratulations. I'd like to call up Fire Chief Anthony Hildebrand, say a few words.
Well, I think Mayor Sosa pretty well summed it up, but Lee is a tremendous asset to our fire prevention team, and I can say from personal experience that Lee is a lot more than a fire inspector. He's a lot more than a hazmat inspector. He's a mentor to all of Downey Fire Department when it comes to firefighter safety, when it comes to community safety, and he continues to carry that every day. So I am proud to work with Lee, to call him a colleague and a friend. Congratulations, very well deserved.
I was told there's no speeches. Very humbled and grateful to be presented with this. The nice comments that are on this recognition really reflect my teammates in the Fire Prevention Bureau who deliver that quality of service to the community every day. I'm very appreciative to the comments the chiefs made, to the recognition from the council, and my colleagues that attended after hours and showed up for this. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
That concludes today's presentations. Thank you. Congratulations once again to all the recipients tonight. Now is the time for public comment regarding agenda, consent calendar, and non-agenda items. City Clerk Duarte, did we receive any written public comment to be incorporated into the record?
Yes, we did, Mayor, but I'm going to play the announcement first.
That's right.
The City Council will now take public comment on agenda, consent calendar, and non-agenda items. If you did not receive a number card and wish to speak, please proceed to the back of the room to be issued a number card by city staff. We will be calling blue number cards for the public comment period. Before we begin the public comment period, we would like to remind members of the audience that the city's meeting rules contained in the Downey Municipal Code prohibit any conduct that disrupts, disturbs, or interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting. Copies of the meeting rules are located in the back of the chambers. Members of the audience and speakers who violate these rules and cause a disruption will receive one warning and then may be removed from the meeting. Violations of the rules of decorum for council meetings may also result in an administrative fine under the Municipal Code or citation for a misdemeanor under Penal Code Section 403. The City Council acknowledges the right of the public to address issues that are within the city's jurisdiction and invites the public to do so during the City Council meeting. However, this right must be balanced with the need of the City Council to conduct the public business in a fair and efficient manner, free from disruption or disturbance. We expect that everyone who participates in today's meeting, from the members of the council here on the dais, to staff, to the members of the public in attendance, do so with respect and dignity. Please refrain from using profanity, name-calling, or behaving in a way that disrupts this meeting. This includes yelling, whistling, booing, screaming, and any other outburst that disrupts or disturbs the meeting. Any conduct that interferes with or disrupts persons who are addressing the City Council. Any conduct that interferes with or disrupts council members while they are speaking. Any other conduct that disrupts, disturbs, or interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting. And attacks of a personal nature on city staff or City Council members that have no connection to agenda items or non-agenda items. We remind speakers that your comments must be addressed to the mayor and not to any other council member, city staff, or the audience.
City Clerk Duarte, did we receive any written public comment to be incorporated into the record?
Yes, Mayor, we did. We have two written public comments. The first one is from Donna Escalante, who commented in support of item number 20. And the second public comment is from Sandra Avalos, who commented regarding the escalating trash service rates and the frequent helicopter activity over Council District 2. And copies of these have been provided to the council and also to members of the public in the back of the room.
Thank you. Is there a motion and second to receive and file written public comment?
So moved.
Second.
Please vote.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Frometa absent.
Thank you. City Clerk Duarte, how many speakers have taken our number?
We have a total of 5, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Based on the number of speakers, each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the City Council. I remind all speakers that you must remain seated until your number is called. Speaker number 1, please come forward.
You guys all know me?
Good evening.
Hi, you know me.
Yes.
You didn't get off the truck and jump, did you?
No, I can't. My foot still hurts. No, I just want to say, well, I attended many things in the city here recently, and I want to give a shout out to some in particular. The National Night Out that the police department did. Police chief, those were the best hot dogs I've had in a long time. They were awesome. You were the best. Besides volunteering at the police department for what I usually do. I have been doing that for a few years and I love it, police chief. I love seeing those people's faces and the little kids, so I love doing that and I'll keep doing it as long as you have me. And then also the Vietnam tribute wall I attended, and that was very moving for me. And I thank my city for putting that on and what the city staff did. That was very moving. Especially when that one vet spoke about the Ancient Orange stuff, because I have 7 uncles that were all vets, and one of my uncles passed from complications from Agent Orange, so that was very touching for me. And also the gangs out of Downey, Mayor Sozo, I had a ball doing
Sosa.
that. I said Sosa. Okay, you know what I mean, Mayor. Sosa. I'm sorry. Forgive me. But I had a ball doing that and helping you with that. Mayor Pro Tem Dorothy, I loved the first part where I went out there and helped you do the wristbands for over 500 people. That was awesome. And then helping my mayor, going back and handing out chips and hot dogs to the people. I just love seeing people's faces, and especially the little kids. And that's why I keep volunteering for everything and anything that I can do for the city. I'm still waiting for you, Fire Chief. But anything I could do for the city, I want to keep on doing it. And even though I did hurt my foot, it was worth it, and I would do it over again in a heartbeat because I love all you got people so much, my city, my Parks and Rec, Jason. I love doing all these volunteer jobs I do at the city. And I said I'd do it over in a heartbeat again. If I got hurt, I wouldn't care because I would do it again. So thank you.
Thank you for your dedicated volunteerism, Jeannie. Speaker number 2, please come forward. Good evening, Mr. Squire. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Lee Squire, Vietnam era veteran, son, nephew, World War II, nephew of Korea. Mayor and City Council, Traveling Vietnam Wall and the Tribute to Freedom. I want to thank you, Dorothy Pemberton, for your comments as to those 3 days of the Vietnam Wall. I couldn't top that for my life. I want to thank you. I want to thank the City Council. I want to present to the police and fire departments the honorary POW MIA flag of the Vietnam War for their escorting of the traveling wall from City Hall to Columbia Sports Park. 58,479 brothers and sisters who never returned from the Vietnam War. To City Hall staff who participated, including the city manager, Parks Recreation, and Public Works, I present also to this City Hall an honorary POW MIA flag. And that's in thanks for all of those who served during the Vietnam War, for both of those who were killed in action and those who were wounded in action. Thank you for honoring all Purple Heart Medal recipients in attendance on Purple Heart Medal Day, which was August 7th, 2025, the opening day of the ceremony of that traveling wall. Thanks also for honoring those of World War II. We of the Vietnam War, we are the children of the World War II and the Holocaust. We also grew up during the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement. God bless America. God bless the nation of Israel. God bless the military and veterans, and God bless law enforcement and their families across America. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 3, please come forward. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, I would like to talk about that transitional housing that's proposed at St. Mark's Church and former school. I live behind there, and we already have issues with traffic coming out of the back gate from there because they don't stop. The house values, and as we were told during one of their meetings, the armed security during move-in. All these things, and I don't refer to it as youth housing because how many youths need a 3-bedroom house? It's transitional housing for many ages and many walks of life, which I'm not against, but I'm against for it being there. They want to put it right back against the houses, which means no privacy, no safety, no peace on that. I grew up in that church. I went to school there. I've been around it a long time. We bought our house back in 78 or 79. So we've been there a long time. There would be no quality of life anymore. You know, that's about it. I'm just hoping that you guys will not let it go through. Or maybe make changes, put it at the front of the lot on Downey Avenue, which has no parking. But that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 4, please come forward.
Mayor, I'm a
Good evening.
Downey resident on Dolan Avenue in the back of St. Mark's Church. We've been in Downey since 1980. We love the city, we love that specific street we're on, but after we heard about this construction that could be happening, and I'd like to hear from you guys exactly where the city stands on it. Yesterday, we had noise in the backyard from a company that was drilling the underground to test it for future family housing for low-income people and transitional youth. I'm a bit disappointed because a lot of people showed up several months ago against it, and we thought we had the consensus from the city that this was not going to happen, but it sounds like it is happening. And I'm sorry about that, because it's going to make us move, as well as a lot of other people are going to leave Downey. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 5, please come forward.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, City Council members. My name is Faraz Akil. I'm a resident of Downey. I live in District 2, and I want to talk about generally my support for item 20 and a discussion about sanctuary laws in general. In a recent LA Times article this week, using ICE arrest data through the Freedom of Information Act, it found that ICE, within Trump's first 5 months till June 26, had made more arrests in Texas and Florida than the sanctuary state of California. California had about 8,000 arrests, Florida had about 13,000, and Texas had 26,000, which is more than California and Florida combined, even though California has the highest general population and the highest undocumented immigrant population in the country. But it wasn't just California. The article found that on average per capita, progressive states had on average lower ICE arrest rates than with conservative states. So I bring all this up to the City Council's attention and to everyone's attention just to say, to please don't falsify by saying California's sanctuary laws are doing more harm than good for our city. ICE wants our city and our state to stand down, do nothing, and just to let them illegally racially profile residents throughout our communities, regardless if you're a citizen or not. But I strongly ask the City Council to do more to stand up for your city, and also I support item 20, but also to continuously, after that, to find creative and peaceful ways to fight back against ICE. I also want to say that hearing some of the speakers who previously spoke on this topic argue against California's sanctuary laws by saying, oh, Downey, you have to ask California to remove their laws that stop law enforcement from cooperating and sharing data from ICE, or else ICE will become even more aggressive against our communities. And you honestly know what that kind of thinking reminds me of, and who makes that similar type of argument? Domestic abusers. And domestic abusers that get angry at their spouse when their spouse goes through the court system, gets a restraining order, or uses red flag laws to take away the domestic abuser's firearms, and etc. So, with all that said, please stay strong, Downey, and with God's help, I pray we will all get through these challenging times for our city and our communities. Thank you for your time for listening.
Thank you. Speaker number 6, please come forward. Good evening.
Mr. Mayor, expanding the situation at St. Mark's, I would like the City Council to take into consideration that our community, we're not against our other people, these youth and all that, to have their place, okay, in our community. There's a lot of empty spaces, okay, in our city where this can be done. Our community there, we have townhomes, we have houses, and now they're building townhomes just across the street. The traffic is horrendous, okay? I would like to see, okay, why don't the community in that area have a chance to vote? A resolution or something from the city, here's what we have, to vote on it, okay? And we need something done, because all this is gonna do is cause havoc on Downey, havoc with the homeowners. It's gonna, value of homes gonna go down, which is gonna affect the tax base for the city. I just want you to know that we're gonna do all we can and fight all we can to make sure that this doesn't go through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I can, just say quickly, the city has not received any official submittals or plans for any projects at St. Mark's at this time. Just for.
Thank you. Was there a speaker 7? Yes, speaker number 7, please come forward. Good evening.
Good evening. Oh, this is a little high. Hi, sorry. Longtime resident, first time speaker. This is actually my first city council meeting, so hi, everybody.
Welcome.
I'm here, I'm also with my neighbors speaking about the housing at St. Mark's. You've just said that you haven't received any submittal plans or anything official from whoever is building there, but we would like to have a little bit more information and clarity as to what is going on, because we've only received one letter in the mail that everyone got at different times and at different at points in the mail that we all didn't get at the same time. So it seemed like it was being kind of slid past us, this meeting that happened at St. Mark's a couple of months ago. And from there, we haven't heard anything else. And now we're hearing that there's drilling happening to see if that the foundation is substantial for building. A lot of the residents are really worried. And like we said, we're not against having housing in the area, but we do have to consider the traffic that is on Downey with the additional 14 houses, townhomes that are being built across the street on Downey and Florence. We also have to consider that now Downey is 1 lane instead of 2 lanes, so getting out of our driveways on either side of Downey has been a bit of a nightmare for the past couple of months. And I know the city, every city has been tasked with a residential housing need, where they are tasked to have a lot of housing done by 2029, I believe. But I think that you should take into consideration the feelings and the thoughts and the opinions of your voting constituents. I'm probably not using the right words, but please, if someone could talk to us and let us know what's going on and let us have a voice about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I can, again, the city has no project to really comment on, but I can have our community development director connect with the residents and can at least provide what information we are aware of. So thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 8, please come forward. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, council members and staff. I'm a new homeowner here in Downey 4 years ago, and I'm in District 1. A year ago, June, I started the Neighborhood Watch program on my street. I'm the captain, and I'm here with the neighbor. What was interesting for us, speaking to our neighbors, is that we have, we're on Dunrobin, and the cars just zoom by. I want to propose a speed bump, because there has been numerous of times where I have a nice car that has a back camera that sensors very sensitive. I back up and it's green, it's good to go, and just in seconds, a car just speeds by, passes by a stop sign that is on Spry Street, which is adjacent to Golden Elementary. It's only a matter of time that I know that there's gonna be an accident, someone's gonna get hit. I don't know, we're down the street by a park, by Independence Park. There's kids, there's skateboarders, there's bikes, there's families. I'd like to propose a speed bump. I have the understanding Mayor Roger Brosmore had placed a sign, like a speed number, it's a digital sign on our street, because there was a problem on our street. So I'm a new homeowner. This has been going on for a while. And recently, I think 2 years ago, a car on our street went up the curb into embankment. A drunk driver hit a neighbor's fence. So there is a problem on our street. Could you help us with something, implement a speed bump or something for safety on that street? Because they just zoom by. It's like a highway, and at nighttime, it almost sounds like a freeway, especially on the weekends.
Mayor, if I may, I'll have Mr. Bristol connect with the resident. There are specific traffic standards that have to be met before we can install that kind of improvement, but our public works staff will reach out to you and connect and talk about those requirements.
I'd appreciate that.
Talk about the analysis.
There is a concern, and neighbors have come together. It's been really nice to implement the neighborhood watch and having Horacio and also Mr. Mario Trujillo visit us and our neighbors and residents of Downey and hearing us speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion and second to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
So ordered by the mayor. Now is the time for consent calendar items. Are there any council members that would like to remove or abstain from an item?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have to abstain from number 16, 17, and 18 as they deal with street closures near some real estate that I own in the downtown.
Thank you.
I'd like to pull number 15 for discussion, please.
With item number 15 being pulled, is there a motion and second to approve the remaining consent calendar?
I'll move to approve the remaining consent calendar.
And I'll second.
Please vote.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Frometa absent and Councilmember Trujillo abstaining from items 16, 17, and 18, and Mayor Pro Tem Pemberton pulling item number 15 for separate discussion.
Sorry.
Mayor, if we may, on item 15, would council like a staff report? Or would you just like to go to discussion?
Sure.
We'll ask Director Chacon to come and provide an overview of the item, please. And just for a quick overview, this item went to the Arts and Cultural Subcommittee. It's an item that was requested to be brought forward to the City Council for consideration of a community event at the Downey Theater. This is for the, I believe, the Mexican Independence, El Grito de Independencia Festival at the Downey Theater. The item is for consideration of an event on September 14th. The request has an impact to the city of waiving the fee for the rental at $12,000 to support the event, and the recommendation was to bring it to council for full consideration. And I think we'll just put it right there and leave it at council for conversation. So if there are any questions, staff are available to answer them.
Yes, since I pulled the item, when I was reviewing here our agenda, so they're looking at, as you said, a $12,000 waiver fee, and this is an organization that is new to our city and a program that's new to our city. We have various heritage festivals. Our Parks and Works does a great job on things that we have now. We also have a very large, if not one of the largest, Dia de los Muertos festival that's coming up in October that we put on. When we had our community, I'm on the budget subcommittee, I'm on the theater committee, and we also are anticipating this fiscal year coming up. It's uncertain how strong it will be with our funds coming in. We have budgeted, real specifically for all the presented departments and such. We even cut back 20% in our community block organization grant that had money. We had 4 times the amount of people that requested. We only funded at about 80%. We may not be able to do this next year. So in light of waiving a fee for someone where we don't have the full resources that we used to have, we're reducing on the budget. We have other organizations that come in and pay part of their fees. We have a discount waiver, a 50% to City of Downey nonprofit fee waiver for nonprofit organizations. So I don't feel that this organization or this program right now kind of fits in our wheelhouse, in our budget, to go ahead and allocate this when we are already cutting back from a number of organizations that are either legacy organizations that we know are nonprofits. And it did say in here that this is a first-time operation. They were in another city doing this annual celebration. But if they did not receive these funds, that they would not have the festival. So I think that right now we can revisit this. Maybe it could be part of our program with Parks and Recs for the upcoming year or such. But right now, I'm not apt to waive or a $12,000 fee for this organization that wants to come in and use the facilities. I think we need to pause this right now. We're doing a lot of that with watching the funds and the sources and the programs that we have. So why was this put through this way? That's,
The funds that we're allocating is coming from, if I'm not mistaken, from the Downey Theater revenue. How much revenue do we have from the Downey Theater?
Total revenue for the year averages somewhere between 600,000, 700,000, and it wouldn't be any fees that are being paid from the city. It would be a decrease in revenue that's received.
We're looking for $12,000 just for, I think this is a great event. I don't know if you've been to the city of Pico Rivera where they had this event that they bring different entertainment, folklorico, mariachi. They bring people from Mexico over here. I think this will be a great cultural celebration to honor Mexican Independence Day. I brought this item up because I've seen what kind of event this can become, especially in our city that's really 70%, if I'm not mistaken, is Latino families. So I brought this up. If we have that type of revenue, I think $12,000 is not a big ask compared to other type of requests that we put forward.
Did they reserve the theater already, that it is available? Is that what you're saying? It's held in the theater?
It is available, right?
The date is available, and the event is held in the theater. And this organization held an event previously, just not for Dia de los Muertos. There was another event about 2 or 3 years ago, Mexico Mi Corazón, that was held by this event at the theater as well. This one is just specific to Mexican Independence Day and the celebration El Grito.
And how was that event attended?
It was a sold-out event, 735 seats, and it was the same process as that we did not pay for any of the event. It was waived of their fees and the revenue that we would have normally received from a rental.
So they were not, they were not charging on any of their?
Correct. It's the same exact fiscal impact as this, in that there's no fees being paid to the organization. We're just be waiving the cost of the actual rental and labor.
And who handles the ticket sales, and what percentage of that comes back to the city?
There is no ticket sales. I'm sorry.
Well, you said sold out because it's free.
Correct.
Okay.
And I think the other one was sold out, and this is going to be, I believe, another sold out event. I think they requested also entertainment fees, but we understand the position that we're in. So that's why we said just waive completely.
So the house fees, the rental of the theater, things like that?
Stuff like that.
It's a free show for the public?
Yeah.
My question is, how are the tickets allocated? Do a lot of the residents get equal access or a fair shot at this? If it was sold out, I imagine it's a highly sought after show. How are tickets distributed? And
the organization, they have a lot of clubs. It's a group from Jalisco, Mexico, and they have clubs all around the greater LA area and Southeast LA. So they allocate some there, and then also for the city, they'll ask how many that we want to allocate for the city, and we work with them, like we did in the last event, to allocate those to our residents that come out of our box office.
Do you know how many tickets actually went to residents of Downey?
Not off the top of my head. I'd have to go back and look.
Any idea what's anticipated, Councilmember Ortiz, and how many tickets are supposed to be made available for Downey residents.
You know what, that's something.
Can I ask, can we, that's a good point, Mr. Mayor. Is there any way we could earmark a specific number of tickets for Downey residents?
I think we did discuss that during our meeting too.
We can work with the organization to come up with a number if the council wants to seek a certain number.
Do we run the concession stand?
We do not. They have services that they bring in as well to contract out, but we don't have to pay for any of it.
Okay, but we will not get a profit or part of that.
Correct.
So,
I'm surprised it came in at 12,000. In discussions with our manager, she has said the cost of to use the theater with just the basic equipment is usually like around 7 or 8. But so I was surprised to see 12. I don't know if maybe because it's a Sunday, are we paying overtime?
Just the time frame that they gave us that they would need to load in and then be out by is the time that for the staff and then the loading of the equipment.
I know also that if this council approves this, we were hoping to formally invite our sister city, Guadalajara, and the mayor to attend this. I also know that the founder and past president of this organization is a Downey resident. Yeah.
what other cities have they been in?
Most recently, they've been in Pico Rivera for the last 3 or 4 years. That was the main city that they've been in most recently. This is specific to this date, so it's the Mexican Independence Day celebration. So they've been in Pico Rivera both at the sports arena and at one of their park sites.
On this date, so are they rotating like cities on this particular date or such? Or?
I believe Pico Rivera was not available this year because of some construction they have going on. So that's one of the reasons.
They've also held it in Santa Fe Springs, so they might be, you're right, they might be rotating.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted more input rather than a consent calendar to discuss it and your feelings about it and you knew about it and such.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's Mexican Independence Weekend is always a big weekend.
And it's available if our theater, we are not taking somebody out that we might have had. Okay.
And I just if fees are being waived and with the significance of Mexican Independence celebration, I just want to make sure that we have a proper allocation for Downey residents, so they have access to that it's not just distributed to a bunch of clubs and.
And especially if Pico Rivera is not being able to host it, they may be coming here and our residents might not have availability for it, so.
I know that in the Pico, having attended myself, I did see a lot of Downey people over there when they were doing it, and at Santa Fe Springs. Yeah.
So whenever that's finalized, I'd like to hear how many tickets are made available to actual Downey residents and how they have access to those.
Is there a goal the council would like us to go back to the organization with?
Is it something we discussed with the organization or we discussed at the arts and community?
Total seating is 740.
Well, maybe
I don't know. What's appropriate? At least half? What's appropriate?
50%?
Yeah.
How about 300 at least? Or I'll leave it at
750, so
350.
350.
We can go at least half, that makes
Let's go at least half.
Half.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I make a motion, Mr. Mayor? I'll make a motion then that we adopt item number 15 for the staff.
As amended with the
With the
allocation.
amendment that we control the allocation of tickets for at least 350%
50% of the
50%.
50%
750.
for Downey residents.
I'd second that.
Okay, all those in favor? We take a, okay.
And if I can, can we, as a city, invite the mayor of Guadalajara, please send her a formal invitation to join us for this event at her expense?
We can definitely send an invitation out, not a problem. Yeah.
Thank you.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Frometa absent.
Okay, now we move on to administrative reports. There are 2 reports this evening. First one up, number 19. Item number 19, designation of a voting delegate and alternate for the League of California Cities Annual Conference EXPO, October 8th through the 10th, 2025 in Long Beach, California. The City Council adopted resolution number 25-8318, designated a voting delegate and alternate for the League of California Cities Annual Conference and Expo, October 8th through 10th. 2025 in the city of Long Beach, California. City Manager Bradley, is there a staff report for item number 19?
Yes, Mayor, we have our assistant to the city manager, Marlon Ramirez, who will provide the presentation.
Mr. Mayor, traditionally, we usually appoint the mayor. I'm perfectly comfortable making a motion to have you represent us as delegate, if that's okay with you.
I'll accept that because I know I'll be there for the entire
Is there a
conference.
second for my motion to have our mayor
Second.
represent us as the voting delegate?
That's what I would think.
We need to vote on, it makes your job easier. But just to clarify,
He was ready. He was ready. Come on.
we have the mayor, but we also have to have a second, which will also be our vice
Alternate.
mayor.
Yes, I nominate our mayor to be our voting delegate and our mayor pro tem, if she's attending, to be our alternate for the League of California Cities Conference.
I'll second that.
Great.
I think we're all pretty much.
Thank you, Marlon. Great job.
Thank you, Marlon. Great job.
Great
We love
report.
Do we vote?
Great.
Please vote.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Frometa absent.
There you go.
Now we move on to the final item of the night, item number 20, discussing regarding joining a joint powers authority to oversee and audit federal immigration enforcement operations. That the city council discuss and provide direction to staff regarding joining a joint powers authority to oversee and audit federal immigration enforcement operations. City Manager Bradley, is there a staff report, item number 20?
Yeah, Mayor, I'll just provide some general comments and then turn it over to council for conversation. So this item was requested at our previous council meeting in July. Councilmember Trujillo to look at a new proposed JPA, or Joint Powers Agency, that is being formed as proposed by the city of Linwood, that would come together to look at federal enforcement actions and make sure that there aren't any violations of any individual's rights. This agency, again, is designed to audit federal immigration raids for legal compliance, litigate when constitutional due process violations are found, and leverage successful legal actions to push for national immigration reform. The invitation to join this agency is out to all Gateway Council of Government members, which the city is a part of. There is a requirement or request that each city that joins come and with an allocation of $100,000 from the general fund to join with the goal of coming up with a $1 million legal and audit defense fund. The governance structure is still to be worked out. The JPA documents are not formed at this time. The timeline is to, over the next 6 months, to prepare the JPA bylaws and rules and regulations that would govern it. Again, just for those that aren't aware of what JPAs do, it's a agency that comes together between cities when they share a joint or common power and they want to align and work together on that issue. It is a standalone governmental entity. So it does have its own rules, regulations, and its own powers and authorities, but it would be something that the city would be able to opt into. As of now, the city of Linwood is moving forward with initiating this process. We aren't aware of any other cities that have joined, but other cities are considering. And again, the timeline is to hopefully put something together over the next 6 months, and within the next year, they'd be up and running and looking at auditing federal immigration enforcement actions and beginning potential litigation at that time for any violations that the agency deemed inappropriate. The only question that staff really has at this time is how ongoing costs are going to be shared. That isn't very clear. It's not defined, and presumably that would be done as part of the JPA formation process. Usually JPAs have staff or somebody that would analyze the actions, provide recommendations, and so those ongoing costs are not able to be evaluated by staff at this time. That concludes staff's report, and we're happy to answer any questions that we may.
Thank you, City Manager Bradley. Any questions or comments, colleagues?
I do have 2 questions. If you mentioned, Roger, that no other cities have said they're interested in this joining this joint powers.
None yet. Correct.
None yet. Okay.
As of
But
this
have
morning.
showed interest.
There's no cities that have opted in at this time. So there may be interest coming, but not this time.
And this is coming from what kind of fund from ours?
If we were to join, it would be a general, well, at this point, it would be a reserve allocation.
Reserve allocation?
Correct. We do not have identified any funds in our budget that we would be able to allocate to this, so it would be a general fund reserve allocation.
Okay. Thank you. That's the only questions I have.
Any other questions or comments, colleagues?
I'll start with a couple of comments. Of course, being on the budget subcommittee meeting, I see the $100,000 outlay right now that I'm not in favor of, because they're looking to reach $1 million for this Joint Powers Authority, and they have to have more buy-ins to do that and have the power to do what they want to. We have helped out with recently the food insecurities, $15,000 to help our families in our area. We've provided information online. We've had our webinars and training, another $10,000. And so we've done a resolution in stating how the city feels about these raids. We've made that publicly known. And we also had requested that we write our DC legislators for reform, immigration reform. So we are doing a lot of proactive things at the level that we can to kind of join in here. When I see the word litigate, when constitutional, but then auditing federal immigration, we need to see federal documentation to audit to make sure things are done. I don't see that being revealed. I don't see that coming to us in the way the administration is doing it now. So I am not in favor of right now joining something that we don't have full clairvoyancy on and being able to do something about. We're doing what we can with what we've done so far. And right now, I think it may sound good, but I don't think this has any power moving forward to make the responses that they want to see.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
I do want to say that me and my colleagues have been very outspoken on what the ICE rates that's going and what's occurring right now. What I would prefer to use, I know that we approved recently the monies to allocate for food banks and knowing your rights. I would prefer to allocate when the time comes and when we get information, because we are getting information of how many Downey residents have been affected directly with the ICE rates. Is that something that's coming forward?
We have requested that information. I believe we're still waiting for a response, but yes, we have requested it.
And I know originally we were supposed to allocate $100,000, but we did not allocate the full 100 from the first round, if I'm not mistaken.
But there wasn't exactly a $100,000 allocation. The premise of that conversation is what were other cities doing? That's how the $100,000 figure came up, but that was never a number that we technically came up with.
Okay. And so I would prefer, once we get that information, that I would prefer to use this money directly to our residents and help them directly. I think that joining something that right now doesn't have concrete other cities involved, I think it's going to I would prefer using this money for our residents directly. And so hopefully when we get those numbers, that we can use them to help them out.
Right.
And however we can, with legal help, with legal support, I think I would prefer using it for them.
And also, I'd like to add that some of the items that Mayor Pro Tem Pemberton brought up, as far as writing to our state and federal legislators, we also added this discussion to our legislative platform with our lobbyist, correct? Yes. Yeah.
Yes, Mayor. Yes, Mayor, that's correct.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, at this time, looks like there's not going to be a motion unless there is. No.
We table.
Yeah, no action. Okay. All right, thank you. At this time, the City Council meeting will adjourn in the memory of James Lavelle Jr., 97, commander of Apollo 13, who, along with 2 other astronauts, survived a near-catastrophic explosion in space in 1970, and parole agent Joshua Bird, 40, 11-year veteran of the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, CDCR, who succumbed to his injuries after being shot in the line of duty inside the CDCR Oakland Parole Office. Detective Diderol Islam, 36, a 3.5-year veteran of the New York Police Department, who was shot and killed along with 2 other victims in the line of duty while working security detail at a Manhattan skyscraper. Jose Antonio Rivera Lynch IV, 19, a 1-year veteran of the United States Navy who was declared lost at sea after falling overboard from the USS George Washington while in the Tennessee and the 3 Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department arson explosive detail detectives, Joshua Kelly Eklund, 19-year veteran, Victor Lemus, 22-year veteran, and William Osborne, 33-year veteran, who were tragically killed by an explosion at the Biscalus Center Academy Training Facility in East Los Angeles. A moment of silence, please. This meeting is now adjourned. The time is 8:05 p.m.